everybody, Whitney Magnuson here with video 2 of your bundle series, and this is unique ways to embellish. For this tutorial, you'll need a few additional supplies: adhesive, foam squares, a shortcut A2 card base, a colored piece of cardstock slightly smaller than the A2, and white cardstock for our stamping. Here are the supplies that I'm going to be using today. And this is a pretty simple stamping technique that I will be doing, but we're going to pack some wow factor with our embellishments. And so I'm just going to be repeat stamping the large middle part of the feather that came in your stamp set. And I like to start in the middle whenever I'm kind of repeat stamping across the whole panel. It's just easier to start in the middle and add to the sides so it's like evenly spaced. So I'm going to start with Blue Lagoon. And I'm using my Misty, but if you don't have a Misty, you can use an acrylic block and you would get the same effect. I just like to be able to build up the color and just get it really pigmented. So I love using my Misty for this. All right, so now I'm just going to go ahead and clean that color off of my stamp because we're going to be stamping with another color now. And I'm going to move the stamp over just a little bit, so it's just right to the side of that feather. All right, and for this one we're using In the Navy, the really pretty navy blue color that came in the bundle. Inking that up completely and just stamping it down right alongside of that feather we just did. There you have it. And like I said, I just like to build up the color, and so I'm doing it one more time here. Now I'm going to clean off that color, and we're going to stamp another feather right on the other side of that one we just did. And for this one, I'm using that third color that we have in our bundle, and this is Sea Glass. It's just a really pretty kind of foamy sea color that I love. And I love the combo of all of these together. I think they just really complement each other. So like I said, this is a pretty basic stamping technique, but this video is all about using the embellishments that came in the bundle in some unique ways. So now I'm just going to clean off that stamp, and I'm going to move it to the other side here. And I'm going to stamp it in that same color, Sea Glass. I'm kind of going in a row for the colors. So there's the Sea Glass. All right, and now for the last stamped image on the side here, we're going to be using In the Navy. It's kind of nice having this die cut because it's almost like a guide. It's like the perfect size for this stamp, and so I know where the top and the bottom of my stamp go, and so they're all kind of lined up the same way. All right, I will say that this navy blue, there's something with the pigment where it does stain pretty quickly, and so I would just recommend cleaning it off your stamp and your Misty right after you use it, unless you don't mind if it's stained. I accidentally ruined like our craft mat. It's gonna be eternally blue. So now I'm just gonna grab one of the sentiments that came in the feather stamp set in the bundle. It doesn't matter which one you use. You can even grab a sentiment from your existing stamp collection, whatever works for you. But for the sake of this tutorial, I'm going to be using the one that came in the feather stamp set. And I'm just going to be careful not to stamp the sentiment over the top of that navy blue feather, just because I don't know how well it's going to show up over the top of that. And so Yeah, and I'm using the amalgam ink that came in the bundle. I love this black ink for sentiments. It's just really, really crisp and amazing. So there you have it. We have all of our stamping done. And now it's time to add some fun with embellishments. So in your bundle, you should have a Zig Wink of Stella marker. And I'm just going to go ahead and color with that marker over the top of all those kind of white details of the top half of the feathers. And this is like a clear glitter pen. And so on the camera, you're not going to see it very well, but as soon as you start doing it in person, it really does make a difference. And it's really pretty. It adds just the most subtle but beautiful shimmer to these details. I love this pen for adding sparkle to small details, and it's really pretty. Sorry about my eyelash cameo right now. My eyelashes are like in this video because I'm trying to do this like really well. So I'm getting all close. I should have just wore my glasses doing this. But using this pen is really fun. Like I can see myself using this for tons of things. Just, you know, the tiniest little detail, adding that glitter, and you don't have like glitter all over then if you're using like glue and like, you know, the powder glitter or loose glitter. So I love this. A mess-free way. All right, so I'm just going to add that shimmer to our last stamped feather here. And you don't have to worry about getting like all of the little dots on the bottom half because we're going to do something a little bit different with those. So, all right, so you might be able to kind of see the shimmer in the light here, but like I said, in person, you're going to see it even more. So in your bundle, you have a bunch of assorted skinny washi tapes. And I chose the skinny washi tapes because I thought it would be really cool for adding borders to cards. It's just like the perfect size. So I'm grabbing just one of them from the bundle, and I'm going to do washi on the top and the bottom first. And as you can see, I'm just leaving a little bit of extra. And that's so we can wrap it around the back to make sure it's secure. And now I'm going to do the sides, same thing. I'm going to have a little bit of extra. I love how this washi is a little bit transparent too, so you still see that stamped image behind it. It's just kind of a cool effect. And there's lots of uses for washi tape. This is just one of them that is kind of fun, and so you'll just have to play around with it and see what cool ideas you come up with and share them with us on the show and tell. So I'm just wrapping this around so it stays securely in place. You can totally cut it too if you want. I just felt like it would hold better if I just wrapped it around the back side here. So there we have it. There's lots of sparkle going on with this one. So now I'm just going to mat this on a piece of colored cardstock, and this is actually the Gina K cardstock in the color Blue Lagoon. It matches the ink that we used. And that was my Tombow Mono adhesive roller that I used. I really like that adhesive. Super easy to use and like easy to refill too. And now I'm just going to go ahead, cut this down. And now I'm noticing there's like a little like wonky edge, and so me being like perfectionist for this video, I'm just gonna go ahead and cut it off. I suppose I could rip it off if I wanted, but nope, I'm gonna cut it this time around. And now to add a little bit of dimension to this card, I'm going to be using some foam adhesive squares. You can use fun foam, whatever you have on hand, or you could just adhere it down with regular adhesive, whatever you prefer. But I'm going to do these foam squares to just pop up this panel a little bit on the card base. And now I'm going to adhere this to my shortcut white card base. And we have these card bases in our shop. They are pre-cut and you just score them, super easy to use. So I use these all the time. So there we have it. And now in your bundle you should have Nuvo drops. And I thought it was kind of fun to just add some detail to the existing pattern on this stamped image. And so on the bottom half of the feathers, you'll see some slight dots. And so I'm just adding Nuvo drops on top of those dots. Just kind of a fun and unique way to use these liquid enamel drops. And if they look like Hershey Kisses, don't panic. Nuvo really do level out nicely, and they dry really round and pretty, so if they aren't seeming to kind of level out a little bit, you can always kind of flick the back side of your card base, and it should get any of the air bubbles or anything like that out. So there you have it. A simple stamping technique, but we added a lot of embellishments and sparkle to this card, so I think it turned out pretty good. Here are some close-ups of the finished creation, and stay tuned for video 3. It should be hitting your inbox tomorrow. Thank you.